Wagwan guys, what's going on? I hope you're doing well. I cannot complain myself. Interesting video I have for you guys today. Basically, essentially, Cardi B goes off on Offset. Basically unfolds a lot of things that's been happening, transpiring until now. And she shared a few messages that I'll play for you here in a second. But when you really look at it, what she's been doing is she's been talking a lot, you can say in code, but she's been basically explaining in different series of videos she's been uploading. Basically, I think I did one video on like when she was calling herself a 10, and another video where she's saying like people's hating on her so much and so on. I think in particularly they may not have been aimed towards Offset. However, some of the videos you can probably surmise that, yeah, it would probably be pertaining to her experiences going on with Offset, because like if you really look at it, Cardi B is a 10 when you really look at it. And I'll just say this, yeah, Offset does have kids by other women, but like just take a second and think about it. When you get into certain situations, especially a marriage with Cardi B, I would say that all games, because you've compared and contrast, and you kind of found out what works and what doesn't work. A lot of people can see that, but in conclusion, once you have a compare and contrast, you normally figure out what works best. You wouldn't cheat if you had something that really was working for you, but at the end goal is happiness. And if you couldn't find happiness and like large amounts of gifts that you guys are giving to each other back and forth, and you couldn't find solace in that, that really says something about the situation you were in, or just you period in your character. But when you really look at it, for me, I would probably be happy in that situation. But he was not happy, and he chose to continue to do a lot of things I've talked about in past videos, where it was information leaked that it was a woman in Cardi B's house, that he had another woman in Cardi B's house. People really didn't know if that was true or not. It was just conjecture going back and forth. Blogs, it could be a lot of things that are untrue in blogs, but more and more as time transpires and goes on, we're figuring out some of this stuff is true. She even talked about that particular incident. I don't know if it was pertaining to, but she spoke about a woman being in her house, and a lot of people thought that, you know, that was just hearsay, but he put one and two together. That could be talking about that situation. Now, she was messing with Diggs, if I'm not mistaken, Stefan Diggs, and yes, he may have a past himself where he's dated a lot of people. Cardi B may have a past where she dated a lot of people as well as Offset. And I won't have that video here, but TMZ captured them. Yeah, I believe it was sometime around Valentine's Day, which in the video she's talking about how he ruined her Valentine's Day as well. And I'll just go ahead and I'll play that video for you guys right now.
I want to tell you about this suicidal if I tell you about this this hating, I really want to tell you so much about this hating, because every single time that I find like peace, first of all, the way this man fucking ruined my Valentine's Day, and then like I really want to let y'all know the chastness that he fucking did a couple of days ago. You know what? I'm not even gonna do it today. I'm gonna tell you about his suicidal pussy. I'm gonna say it soon. But I'm gonna let a keep trying me. I'm gonna collect all my fucking evidence, so when I come here, I'm gonna show y'all the type of pussy nigga I breeded with.
So my only thing is, she was in communication with his girlfriend, and they're all kind of conversing back and forth. And like one thing your attorney is going to tell you if you have any type of legal suits is going to be like, okay, don't communicate with these people. That's like a given. But since you are communicating with these people and you have some type of relationship, who's to say that while all this is going on, the legal suit, this legal battle is going on, who is to say like what's wrong and right if you guys are sending each other's messages and she's saying he sent explicit messages to her, someone he was talking to, right? So that would be my only thing right there. However, if that's type of stuff is going on and what she just explained, like some of the messages and some of the things that he was saying to her, and they have to have some type of relationship because they have kids together. When you really look at it, they have kids together, so they're going to have some type of relationship where they're talking to each other. And just to put a pin in it, right? I mean, Offset is a nice guy. He looks like he's a nice guy. He has created a level of success for himself. I've said that before. And the things that she's saying is troubling because it could affect his public image, which he makes money off of, and his likeness. So you kind of have to be careful with some of the things that you say. I will say that. But she said she had a few more other things that she talked about in her Twitter live space, and I'll go ahead and play that for you guys right now.
Stop calling me. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. So let me tell ya about this fuck ass nigga, right? For the past couple of months, I've been very quiet, but I've been going through a lot of stuff that I keep to myself. First thing first, this guy, right, is upset because I sent his girlfriend text messages of him begging me, saying he was gonna take away his life, begging me, saying he's gonna take away my life, all that shit. He was mad. He's mad about that. Mind you, this man sent text messages to somebody that I was dealing with me of me and him having sex. That's the type of shit I've been dealing with for the past 2 months. Every time he knows that I go out of town, he harasses me. He leave me voice notes trying to put my self-esteem to the ground. And I'm so tired of it. I'm so tired of him and his girlfriend playing games on my phone, leaving explicit voice notes on my phone. I told this girl, hey, why you I hit this girl up before. Like, yo, I better not find out you in my house. This girl gonna tell me why you care that I'm in the house. You haven't been there for 3 years. Girl, how you gonna tell me why I'm mad that you in my house when that's my house that I bought? Are you okay? And then this nigga gonna FaceTime me with his girl. Mind you, yo, you've been harassing me and harassing the men that I've been dealing with for months already. You've been harassing my friends. You send people to get my friend beat up, my home. No.
So, to me, it's one of the things like this. You have to really, when you get into these relationships, and first things first, it looks like he already has a girlfriend, but it's much deeper than that, because when you procreate with some of these people and you have children and you have these deep ties with individuals, you're not gonna know how someone is gonna react towards information or just react towards some of the things that you do. And yes, like Cardi B is not a bad looking person. Offset, I'm just saying he's successful in his own right, and I'm pretty sure he does well for himself. Obviously, he's moved on as well. He's gotten a girlfriend, and he has prior relationships that produce kids. So when you really look at some of the things that's going on, to me, it's like, it's just some confusion. It's miscommunication that's going on. And who's to say that we can believe everything that Cardi B is saying, even though she's probably a credible source? But at some point in time, you have to hold yourself responsible for some of the decisions and people that you hang around. You have to hold yourself responsible. And to a certain degree, it sets a limitation on you and what you can do. It certainly does. When people act out in this way. And they came on pretty heavy on off. I mean, just on the onset of things, they came off pretty heavy. You know, spending a lot of money, sending each other lavish gifts. I would say that it looked like it was, you know, love at first sight. It was love in paradise, but things took a turn for the worse. And, you know, if some of this stuff is true, I would hope it would not be true. But some of the videos that you're talking about were being sent. You wouldn't want yourself to be captured in some of those videos to begin with. So this is a learning situation that people, not just Cardi B, can learn from, Offset can learn from, but the viewers who are watching this video, this is something that you can learn from. You don't have to bump your head in a situation to know, like, okay, watch out. You know, watch out for the clearance in this section because you may bump your head. You can see someone else do that and you can say, you know what, let me try to learn from someone else's mistakes. That is very much true. You can learn from other people's mistakes. Now, I'm going to try to wrap this thing up and I'll say this, all right? Cardi B is going to continue to be successful. She's going to, because she's loved by many people and she has a lot of followers. So is Offset. But the thing is this, right? Now, let's say if you may have a bad relationship or somewhat, you can like kind of cut ties and you can move on, right? You can move different cities. You can just like leave that group of people alone. But they're literally in the same circle. When you get into relationships and you guys are in the same, like if Stephon Diggs and Cardi B don't work out, it's not that big of a deal, to tell you the truth. It's really not, right? He goes his own way. He does what he does. And since they start messing with each other, I think he's been traded from the Houston Texans to the Patriots. So he's trying to find his home and trying to find his footstep, you know, in his own endeavors. And that's something that you really can like look at and key on, right? Because he's still battling. He hasn't found a firm footing. I mean, and that's where he's made a lot of money already, but that's his bread and butter. You know, you can look at OBJ, right? He's made a lot of money in the NFL. He's made some videos outside off the field, and some of his activities he's been in off the field, you know, has drawn him a lot of attention. I think he was running with Drake really hard for a point in time. But I bring this whole point up to say that, like, I don't think he's playing ball right now. So he's spending time away from the field. And I think right now he's seeing that, yes, he can still make money, but those NFL checks are, you know, they are inequivalent to anything else that's making him money right now. And I think that's something that, you know, he's seeing for himself right now. You're right. That's just the honest truth. And you guys, you know, the two of them, Cardi B and Offset, that being, right, since they have broken up, you know, it could bring shame on him because he couldn't hold down, you know, his household, his family, a woman that he produced children with, even though he has children with, you know, through prior relationships. But that comes out, and that's like a reflection on him, to where it's not, you know, this is a reflection on you, because this is something that reoccurs with you. And let alone like if he's trying to find happiness or not, and if he's found that for himself, this is a reflection on you, right? This failed marriage, this failed relationship that produced kids, right? And I'm not saying that he's wrong or anything. No, I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that is an immediate circle that he's in of music, musicians, influencers of the such. And this is something that you can't hide from. This is something that's going to be displayed out in the open and people are going to react to. And you can only, I mean, you know, you can't run away from something. Some things you could kind of hide. You can kind of, you know, jump town on, and some things you just can't, right? And regardless of what she's saying, if it's not true or it is true, it's a certain way that you have to carry and conduct yourself. You just can't, you know, you can't. She has a following. She has weight in her words and what she choose to say and share. So that thing has to be respected, you know, to a certain degree, and you can't wild out. You can't do certain things. Now, am I saying that everything she says is 100% true? No, but I think there is some truth in there. Okay, I will say that. I think there is some truth in there, and I don't want to get on the horn and talk to you guys all night. But, you know, Cardi B is a nice, beautiful looking young lady, and she has a beautiful family, career. People are going to want to see that continue. People are going to want to see that prosper. And if you're causing static, you know, just stop. Okay, stop. Work on your own thing. He has a lot of projects that are taking off, and it looks nice. You know, some of the things he's done with, you know, the style rare, and he has some more stuff coming out. Just focus on those things, and you know, you've already won. To tell you the truth, you've already won. You've done things that nobody, if there were awards to be given, there's not even awards for it, right? You've won the race. Okay, I'm here to say that if no one else is saying it, you know, you've accomplished things that feats that very few people will ever accomplish in life, and you've obtained a level of success that you should be proud of. And I think that a lot of times what people do is they just don't sit back and accept it. They don't sit back in acceptance and accept your rewards and accept the things that you've reaped. And, you know, and be successful, be content, be happy about that. That's something that is very hard to do, to be content. The people don't know when to stop. Just be happy, be content. You know what I'm saying? You know, be happy, right? That's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say sometimes you've said it all. You've done everything that possible that could be said. And, you know, if people are congratulatory towards you or not, maybe the applause will come later on rather than sooner. And some things you just have to wait for. And when people can see that you're poised, and you know you've let things pass, and you've continued in your footsteps of success, people are going to see that, right? And I will say, well, you get a hot, like, okay, regardless of how Cardi B looks, people say she's a 10 or whatever. Some people say she's not. I'll say this. Okay, if you get a hot chick or whatever, you get someone hot and you're dating or whatever. Okay. You guys break up. All right. You know, she's hot. I can liken it to Ruby Rose and Drewski. Okay. She was pretty hot for Drewski. So he's like, you know what? You know, I'm kind of like 0-1 in this or whatever. So, you know what? I'll just take my winnings on this, right? Got Ruby Rose, but couldn't stay in a relationship with her. So, you know, hey, I came out on top because, you know, you guys seen that, right? Picture of them kissing and the relationship that happened. So, you know what, Drewski, you know, you can win on that, right? But he can go to sleep happy at night. He could just be like, right? He could be happy, okay? Now, regardless of the situation, how people view Cardi B, like, I'm gonna say she's a 10, but let's say, but not even using her in this situation, actually. But let's say you get someone who is necessarily not the ideal standard of attractive woman, but she is gorgeous, she's hot, she's cute, she has a banging body, whatever you may have or whatever. Okay, that's almost even a deeper cut, because like it wasn't superficial. It wasn't like, oh, this girl's hot and I like her because you really like this like no, I get it, I understand, you like this person, you really was in love, you know what I'm saying? That's even a deeper cut, that's even a deeper one, and that's a reflection on you that somehow in this relationship you couldn't make things work. So you need to take time out to understand and realize, you know what I'm saying, what are you doing? You know, you may be doing some things you don't even know, right? And that's something you need to reflect on. But again, I don't want to get on the horn too long with you guys. Like the video, subscribe to my YouTube channel. You guys lock in, share the video. I appreciate you guys for stopping by. I hope to see you guys again. Peace, dude. I'm out. Ciao.